All right, man. So let's talk about this whole Kemba Walker situation. It's being reported that Kemba Walker and the Boston Celtics both want to part ways. Boston don't want Kemba, and Kemba don't want to be a member of the Boston Celtics. Me personally, I'm not surprised by this at all because I've always knew that this whole Kemba Walker to Boston stuff was not going to work. And based on how teams are, the way the NBA is now is pretty much like they'll give you a couple of seasons to try to make it work. And after like 3 or 4 seasons, if you still getting bounced in the playoff, then obviously the GM is going to look to make some changes. And I just figured whenever they did decide to make some changes, that Kemba was going to be the guy that they pretty much look to trade. So that's why I was not surprised by this at all. I just figured that after a couple of early playoff exits, that eventually they was going to trade Kemba Walker because it just was never going to work, man. It's never going to work. The team had too much ball dominate players. At that time, they had Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, and obviously Jason Tatum. You're not going to get rid of Jason Tatum because he's the face of the franchise. You're not going to get rid of Jaylen Brown because he's pretty much right up there with Jason Tatum. Those two guys are pretty much your core. You're going to look to build around them. So obviously it was going to be up to Gordon Hayward and freaking Kemba Walker. Hayward is gone, and now Kemba wants to be out because there's only one basketball. I never understand why teams be trying to go and get all these ball-dominant guys. There's only one basketball, bro. Except for the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets situation is kind of different. KD, freaking Kyrie, and James Harden. James Harden is ball-dominant, but guess what? KD could play off the ball. Kyrie could play off the ball, so they could pretty much just let James Harden be ball dominant and freaking create open shots for them. So if you don't have the skill sets of Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, don't try to join a big four or a team where pretty much everybody's able to create their own shots, because no, it's not going to work if you're not Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving. But anyways, man, also in the report, he mentioned how Kemba was shocked that Danny Ainge was looking to trade him. I'm not sure why Kemba was shocked, because that's the same Danny Ainge that got rid of freaking Isaiah Thomas, the same Isaiah Thomas that played with a bad hip, same Isaiah Thomas that played when his sister died. So I'm not sure why Kemba was shocked, because in my opinion, in that one NBA season, Isaiah Thomas did a lot more for Boston than Kemba did in his 2 seasons with the Boston Celtics. So we all know that Danny Ainge don't do that loyalty stuff. So if you're struggling, another player come up. If that player is better than you, Danny Ainge will trade your ass. But yeah, let's talk about what's next for Kemba Walker. In the article, it mentioned the New York Knicks and the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks make no sense to me at all. The trade would be Porzingis for Kemba Walker. I think Boston might like that trade, but I don't think Kemba would want to go to Dallas, simply because he's trying to leave Boston because he's not getting the ball enough and he's not happy. So why would you pair him up with Luka Doncic, another ball dominant guard? Obviously, Kemba's not going to be happy to pretty much turn to a spot-up shooter, because that's what they was expecting him to be in Boston, a spot-up shooter. So, yeah, I think the Knicks make the perfect sense if you ask me. One, they have the money, and two, during NBA free agency, Kemba mentioned that he wanted to go to the Knicks. So now Kemba have that chance to go to the Knicks. And on top of that, the Knicks desperately need a guard. They still have D Rose coming off the bench, but they desperately need a guard that can start. So you can pair that guy up with Julius Randle. We obviously saw how sometimes Julius Randle was struggling, and you need that second guy that can consistently give you 20 to 25 points a game. And I feel like if you get Kemba Walker and pair him up with Julius Randle, the Knicks will be a very, very, very good team, like maybe 4th, 5th in the East consistently. Then obviously try to find pieces to put around Kemba Walker and Julius Randle to improve the Knicks roster. But if they get Kemba, that's a great start for the Knicks. They are obviously a playoff team, which shocked a lot of people. So if you pair Kemba up with Julius Randle, and if Randle continue to improve, watch out. I'm not saying any championship or anything, but the Knicks are definitely going to make some noise, man. But anyways, that's the end of today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What team do you think Kemba Walker will be in next NBA season? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.